But I wanted to get to one point that Dr. Nass and I did feel was very important to get out, and was this. Last week, it was reported in the New York Times that all the officials of these international governmental organizations had a meeting in Kenema, the epicenter. And it was decided at this meeting that they would terminate medical assistance and treatment to Ebola victims and simply send them back home to die with Tylenol or aspirin. Now, at that meeting was the official from the Sierra Leone government. He stalked out in protest, and the next day he published a letter of protest in the New York Times. So it seems to me, and of course I don't wish to speak for Dr. Nass, that effectively the international governmental organizations and their government sponsors have decided to leave these people to die. The Médecins Sans Frontières, Samaritan's Purse, and the others are doing valiant work to try to keep them alive.
Doctors Without Borders and these other groups you mentioned.
And that is where we are today. I regret to say that the heavy hitters here, including the WHO, all the rest of them, have basically pulled the plug on these people, and the rest is pretty much a sort of a stage-managed death vigil. But Dr. Nass, how do you see it?
The net effect of ignoring it for so long, of the West and the WHO ignoring it for so long, when it began between December and March, and Médecins Sans Frontières, or Doctors Without Borders, has been asking for help for 6 months, and they are still the bulk of the clinical care that's being provided is still being provided by that one charity, and not by WHO, not by nations that could well afford it.
Why would that be, Dr. Nass?
Well,
Why?
I don't know why, but I can say that the net effect is that the number of deaths can be predicted, and has been, with mathematical models. And if things continue the way they're going, the CDC predicted over 1 million cases by January. And so it almost doesn't matter if it started deliberately, if it started because it's just what happens naturally in Africa. But if you let it go, you're looking at a tremendous disaster, which will be confined to Africa for a while, but will eventually, because there is so much trade, will eventually spread to other parts of the world, including ours.
Given that we have two people who are experts in this, and most of us mammals crawling around down here really can't understand it, we get such conflicting information. It is airborne. It's not airborne. You have to wear a NASA suit for 50 days. Oh, don't worry about it at all. What do we know as of right now to be true? Let's start with you, Professor Boyle.
I think the decision was made, just in my own part, because no one really cared about black people dying in Africa. We've been using Africa as a petri dish to test out all sorts of horrible drugs and vaccines and everything else. And we've been, big pharma in the United States government, and we've been using Africans as guinea pigs forever. So I think they just decided, too bad, we're going to draw, indeed, it was quoted in the Daily Mail in Britain that a British military official asked about this, said, look, all we can do is draw a cordon sanitaire around West Africa, and that's it. And that's the original term for this, a sanitary cordon, to keep it within the boundaries and basically let it burn itself out and, kill whatever people are killed, and those who survive. But that is documented. The decision was made by the international government organizations, not the NGOs.
To that point,
them and send them back home to die.
Professor Boyle, it seems that Ron Klain, the Ebola czar, as we call him here in the United States, interviewed and asked what his top priority was, and that was dealing with overpopulation issues based in Africa and Asia, and that too much population base in either of those places made it a less comfortable place in the world for everyone else.